Hey guys, what's cracking? Godsman here, coming at you with another round of custom cards. Yep, just like with the previous video, I mentioned right away there was going to be a lot more to get to, and so we shall. Now, let me just preface something before we get into this. I just want to scroll up to the top here and mention a little something. It says, although multiple cards are allowed, let's try to limit it to a few per person, since there'll be a lot to go through. So I'm not going to call what we have down here a little bit of like rule breaking, right? But the rules apparently are a little bit flexible because our boys Assault Rider and Randa Rosu basically gave us like speeches in the form of card support. There is a lot to go through, but you know what? Let's just dedicate this episode to these two fellas because they did give us some pretty good quality stuff, and I'm not just gonna say no. Even though maybe I should. Anyway, as you would expect, my co-host here, Assault Rider, is right here with me to do all these reviews today. How are you doing, man?
What's up, guys? I'm doing fine.
All right, well, let's just dive right into it. So starting off with something that I know the boy here loves, we've got Randa Rosu because, of course. So it's Gurgit support. I know, oh, the joy, Gurgit, but no, this is actually like good Gurgit support, like for a good style of Gurgit, not what we have right now. So Golden Holy Sword Gurgit, which is essentially the G next version of Gurgit, because there's a lot of those running around, right? G next, like different stuff. Anyway, so it's got a few skills going for it. First one being continuous on Van. All of your rear guards get intercept and continuous. This unit can intercept from the back row during the battle that your Vanguard was attacked. Yeah, I mean, heck, just straight up like how the original had something like that, but I think it was like more of a unite skill. Anyway, second skill, Vanguard. When placed, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Look at top 7 cards of your deck. Call up to 2 cards from among them the rear circle. Until end of turn, those units cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. Shuffle your deck. Auto on rear circle. When this unit is placed by a card's ability, it gets the following ability. Auto on rear. At the beginning of your opponent's turn, discard a card from your hand. Ride this card as rest. Choose a Gurgit from your soul and add it to your hands. Also continuous. You cannot have Percival in the deck, because apparently Pushy can't get the truly this. We have to take it into our own hands to restrict Percival, because after the Holy Shine fiasco, Bushy ain't doing it. They just don't understand. So yeah, let's get through Salonius and Canarius first, and we'll get to the Regalias after we comment on this, right? Because they come as like a trio. So Knight of Sunny Day Salonius is a grade 2 with the normal stats you would expect. Nothing shenanigans here. Hey, it has an auto on the rear circle and the guardian circle. When placed by card ability, and just for those of you who don't know, like G-Boot Gurgit like calls to the Guardian Circle from the deck, which is how this would even be achieved. This unit gets the following ability. Auto on rear circle. When your Gurgit Vanguard is attacked, no duh, put this unit to the soul. Call 2 cards from the top of your deck to Guardian Circle as rest, or cost Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets plus 15k shield at end of turn. And then it has another skill. When placed other than during your battle phase on rear circle, you may call a card from hand to rear circle. We'll return to this second clause because it's like Wonder Ezel but fixed. Okay, anyway, so the third one is Knight of Isolation Canarius, or Carinus. I think no, Carinus is correct. Canarius is someone different. So yeah, grade 1 with the stats you'd expect. It doesn't even label the shield, but that's because why would it be different? Auto on Van. When placed, discard a card from your hand. Search your deck for a card with Gurgit in its card name. Reveal it. Put in your hand. Shuffle your deck. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But oh, man, let me read the second one then. Act cost. Now, it doesn't like specify act where, but we can assume that it's supposed to be a rear circle, because part of the cost is to rest it and put another rear guard in this with a different name as this unit to the bottom of the deck, and perform all the following effects based on the number of rear guards called this turn. 2 or more, call a card from hand to rear circle. 4 or more, countercharge 1. 6 or more, draw a card. Okay, so this is a lot of Gurgit supporter, and oh my god, dude, like, can I just say straight away, this dude found a way to make these cards so faithful to like what they were supposed to do originally, and yet like update them for the V Premium format. I mean, man, dude, what an upgrade.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I am in love.
It's so cool, right? Because like we already maintain some of like the Gurgit identity by making it like the defensive Gold Paladin deck, right? You know, we as anyone who plays Gold Paladin will tell you, we superior call to solve all of our problems, and includes defensive problems. And so Gurgit like just completely embodies this to the point where he's making everything intercept, but then even as a rear circle, right? You can just essentially ride him in order to like maintain the defensive thing. So what's cool about this is Assault Rider, you've actually made a Holy Sword Gurgit that also had this sort of a Vanguard swap effect where during the opponent's turn, him as the defensive Gurgit would be on standby, and then like the offensive Gurgit would be like just ready for, you know, your turn for the offense. So I see you two kind of shared a brain cell there. That was pretty cool.
Yes, but I will say this one is better. This one is straight up better and balanced than what I came up with. I like this a lot. This is so much better. I love this. I really like the concept of this. The only thing I would like change is some of the rulings. Like you see the third skill has a wording hazard there. Because it says at the beginning of your opponent's turn, but I think you can change it to at the beginning or at the end of your turn, or just have it not required to be placed by your card ability as long as you have a Gurgit Vanguard. But like I like the idea that you can choose a Gurgit from your soul and add it to your hand, way more than rewriting the same Gurgit at the end of turn. That is nice. That is really good.
And you can tell, really like, cool. Like this seems pretty like interesting because it's like the Tasogare Hanzo, where it is like at the beginning of the opponent's turn that you do this rewrite, but it's like Gold Paladinified, you know? This guy is interesting too because he understands a lot of things about Gold Paladin when making these effects. He understands that we cannot have Percival, but anyone could have told you that. He also understands to say when placed other than during the battle phase for Salonius, because bro, the grade 2 Ezel like legit like just has problems that way, dude. Like, oh my god, we don't need more like Sagarmores like running around. So I do like that he does that. He also notes that in order to get like the Gurgit right, you're actually just break-evening it because you're discarding a card in hand, which is fine because this is goddamn Gold Paladin and you should be willing to get rid of resources in order to like have these things be achieved. So
yeah, and also
it's
like
beautiful.
Most of the free searchers in Client Collection shows that when they have a skill that searches, the second skill is like a really simple skill. So they obviously like, what do you call it, compensated for that so that you can have a more complex skill as a second skill.
Right. Another thing I like is there is a premium implication for like Holy Sword where this second skill is really nice because giving him what's essentially amounts to resist is really cool, and it's paired with an on placed on Van Circle, so it actually doesn't like lose out timing to like strides and whatnot. So that's a really nice way to get this guy good premium stuff going on. Yeah, and like Randa Rosu like throwing a lot of love for this.
And also, like, you can also activate it when you ride it from the third skill. You can ride it, activate it, and then you can use the cards you call as interceptors next turn.
Right. And another thing is, it's cool that this like rewrite is like at the beginning of the opponent's turn, so you're not like getting like multi-attack with this, because that's not the goddamn point, guys. it's not the point. So that's just awesome. Also, Salonius having the what you would amount to, what's the name of the new G guard for Gold Paladin? It's like Golden Dignified Dragon, I think is the name of the new G guard. Like it has the Golden Dignified Dragon effect, which is cool. Or you get plus 15k shield, but if you need more than 15k shield, then you're gonna have to take the gamble. And I don't know about you, but I appreciate the option of taking the gamble.
You wanna know what's funny though?
What?
This also has a wording problem. So if you see that, when placed by a card ability, Regal Circle and Guardian Circle, and then the second skill doesn't have a Guardian Circle effect.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously the wording is also a problem here. But like, I get what you're going for, and it is fucking amazing. The only thing I would change is that just get rid of the when place clause and just say when your when your great Vanguard is attacked. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, fair enough. I can tell what he's like trying to go for though with like the win places, because that's supposed to be like a good way to rein things back. It's definitely nice considering a lot of the plays from Deck Liberator stuff he made last time were sort of like shut off, and he's not doing that here. He's not like turning it off. He's just facilitating being able to achieve those conditions. So that's good. That's growth.
This is really nice.
Yeah, I love these. This is a great start to this video. So let's move down to his. Oh wait, do you have any final?
Hold on, let's go to Cardinus. I have something to say about Cardinus.
Yeah.
See, the condition here is like a bit bloated. I think you should just get rid of the 6 or more there, and then just say 2 or more is Foundry Charge, and then 4 or more is draw and call from hand. I think that's fine.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You can just get rid of the 6 and then move 4 to 2, and then combine call card from hand and draw. Like that's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I can get I can get why he did it this way, because if you look at like a card like Josephus, and Josephus is like the Soul Blast 1, you get the counter charge. You Soul Blast 2, you get the draw. So it seems like just by bushy card design ethos, they make the draw feel like something you need to do more to achieve than the counter charge. Like the draw is a more impressive effect than the CC.
Yeah, but like, you know, the idea I suggested is like basically the same.
Right, yeah. It's I was just sort of reaffirming the like what the idea around that is, because I like the nuance of it. But anyway, yeah, like let's just move on, because I'll be real, we ain't got a lot of stuff to go through today. So Omniscience Regalia Minerva. Wow, seems like everyone wants to take a crack at this one, because somehow it wasn't in the Land Client Collection. I know, tragic. So if this thing's not on the cover card of like Client Collection Volume 7 or 8, I'm gonna lose my mind, because it 100% like deserves to be at this point. Like, come on. So, all right, standard like stuff with regards to stats. 2 effects. First one being auto as a divine gauge. Wow. I feel like no card has ever done that ever, so we're off to a magnificent start. When this unit is discarded for the cost of your Regalia unit, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater and your Vanguard is Regalia Wisdom Angelica, counterblast 1 and discard 3 Divine Gauge. Write this card as stand, and it gets crit +1 until end of turn. And then it has a second skill, Auto and Van. At the beginning of your ride phase, choose up to 2 of your rear guards. Put up to 1 card from your hand face down as a divine gauge for each of those units. If you put 2 cards, choose a card from Soul and add it to your hand. All right, so Regalia has a lot going for it, and Minerva is a very, you see, this is an interesting effect. Like it sounds like you like had something you want to like bring up immediately. Like you could take a little bit of the reins on this one right now.
This feels I got nothing positive to say about this. It's odd. It's weird. It's it's really odd. It's a really odd card. I really got nothing good to say about this. I'll give the rein back to you.
Yeah, I get the intention behind this, because the idea that I imagine here is Angelica is your Vanguard, and that makes sense as a stipulation, since there is a cross-ride thing with Minerva. Although, considering we got the new grade 3 Regalia, it seems a little unfortunate to try and like make divisions within the archetype. However, let's just take it for what it is, right? So, if you're trying to discard it as a divine gauge and then use this effect to ride it with a crit, you're probably going to be having it as a divine gauge for your Norn. So, okay, I get that, right? That's how you would get your multi-attack, and it in of itself doesn't have a multi-attack effect. It's just that if you time it properly, it would result in multiple Vanguard attacks. Okay, fine. The second effect seems really odd for what you would expect, because you're essentially negging 1 in order to reset your divine gauges, which I suppose the main thing you're supposed to achieve is get a Minerva here into a divine gauge again to get another multi-attack, which is okay, but I feel like this shouldn't have really been a Minerva effect, the second one. I don't think she should be concerned about that. She should just be concerned about being the big payoff, not having to set herself up again. That is a little bit of an issue. Also, it gets 1 crit until end of turn. Yeah, okay, that's cool, but let's make something kind of known, right? In Regalia, especially in V, right? And I pretty much in Premium Regalia, it's the same thing. You go Force 2. That's the nature of the deck. It's a multi-swinging Vanguard-based deck where even the rear cards can swing multiple times, so you get a lot of free value off of your crit, right? So for it to get another crit on top of that instead of, like, say, a drive or something is really trippy because you're just starting to feel a bit redundant because you're already probably threatening lethal pretty soon into the turn regardless. So the fact that it gets a crit instead of something else, I don't know about that. It almost feels like she wants you to go Force 1 and to make her bigger, but that's not how Regalia plays.
Like, can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I thought I've been playing Regalia's wrong.
Don't tell me you went Force 1.
Force 1 is just so cool.
Come on. I mean, there's like clans like DP where it's debatable, but it's like playing Force 1.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I don't play Regalias. That is full activity.
Yeah, you capping me real big there, right there. I was like, come on, dude. Don't tell me. You could even make a case. Like, you would sooner make a case for Force 1 and goddamn Dragonic Overlord because of the rebirth.
You always go Force 2 with Genesis unless you're playing Kimiko.
Right. And even then, it's like, well, just even that one I've heard is like a debate. Hell, even like just Force 2 with goddamn Astral Poet is a thing. Although, like, I know Force 1 seems really enticing in Astral Poet, but man, like, just the credit on Valk seems to put in so much work. But let's not hold that against, like, Minerva, right? Still, though, this is a weird, like, Frankenstein of a couple of effects for Minerva. I think this one doesn't quite hit the mark. Personally, it had a good concept with the divine gauge thing, but I feel like you would probably want to swap these a little bit, right? Where like the divine gauge effect is more of the, oh, maybe return it from the gauge to the hand and then it has a right effect from the hand or something, and then that's how you would get like multi-attack. It seemed like a little, that would seem a little more intuitive.
Of course, the raging form main says that.
Shut up, dude. I mean, I can only be so creative, bro. But I don't know. It's just like it feels like it could have been like that. But I mean, hey, if you're going to just call me like,
you gotta play.
There. Thank you, Assault Rider. That's all I needed to hear. I want validation. All right, but anyway, I don't know about this Minerva one, Rand, but hey, at least you gave it a shot, and it's interesting for what it's worth. It is intriguing, but I feel like it's not quite what Regalia would want in this situation. Okay, so, oh yeah, and here you are sucking them off for the Gurgit support. There you go. Okay. Yeah, Rand, I hope we can cover all of your cards too, buddy. So let's see. We got Dre Dream R, I think. Dre Dreamer. Oh, yeah, okay. That sounds way better. So he has an idea for a Stoichea boss unit, which there's no name for it, so okay, we're basically gonna have to do what we did for Maz's and give it a name. What are you feeling?
Well, it's Stoichea boss unit. Undertaker of the Mine. Rodrigo.
Fine then, Rodrigo it is. It'll be a great compliment to Miguel. So, all right, Rodrigo, basic stats for grade 3 in this format. Auto on Van, once per turn. When your unit is placed on the Guardian Circle, you may attack your opponent's Vanguard with that unit.
What the fuck is this?
Okay. It's like, when placed, nuke the field. But no, seriously, that like right off the gate is like an eye opener. But it's got more. It's got more. Auto on Van Circle once per turn. If your opponent's Vanguard takes damage during their turn, I wonder how. You may cost Counterblast 1 to perform one of the following effects depending on their damage. If they have 4 or less damage, deal 1 damage to their Vanguard. Or if they have 5 or more damage, draw 2 cards. Smile. And it has a third effect. Yeah, this almost looked like it was supposed to be 2 cards, and it has a third effect. So act on Van Circle once per turn. Find a Blitz order from your hand and send 3 units, 1 each from your hand, rear circle, and drop to your soul. Your front row gains power equals to the highest shield value of the card sent to your soul by this ability. So okay, he felt like it suited Stoicheia, and you know, he digs our videos, so he's really hoping we like this. And I'll tell you something. You gave us one hell of a card, Dreamer. Like, for better or for worse, I don't even know how to take this. Bro, this is... I need to wrap my head around this, dude. There's like... He's like making like all 3 of these effects feel so like weird, but like kind of interesting.
They work really well, actually.
Yeah.
Like, when I first read this card, when I first read that first effect, I was like, nope, I'm not gonna read this. I'm gonna wait till the video. And now that I fully read it, it is pretty good. It's pretty interesting. It's odd. Yeah, but it's actually good. Although, like, that first kill, the timing on that, oh my god, the timing on that would be a fucking nightmare, man.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, like timing when it comes to guarding is a very ambiguous thing. Actually, I ran across into a ruling with regards to the new stride for Genesis and the opponent placing new guardians after it retires the original. And oh, do they all get placed simultaneously or they get placed individually? And you can sort of do something on each individual guard they place. And I believe the ultimately they're not placed simultaneously, so they're one at a time. So if you're guarding, you're technically guarding like one at a time. So and I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Even the folk who were talking about, we had like judges and stuff in that server, and they weren't 100% clear about it.
Unless it's unless you're playing a battle lore effect, you only place cards one at a time.
Right. So because of that technicality, it's like, well, I mean, hey, just place like a 13er. It's balanced by the fact that just by the very nature, unless you have some pretty interesting card, which, okay, to be fair, maybe there's something that you could do that's very cheeky and premium with this, depending on what you guard with, but what you guard with shouldn't be that big in the Guardian Circle. You know, it just wouldn't make sense if it was big, because you're basically only going to take their base stats into account. They shouldn't be gaining extra power. So it's easy to guard. But if your opponent does take damage during their turn, which, can I just say, against Angel Feather, gutted. But against anything else, you kind of have to have this go through, so it's up to your opponent. Then you just get either Pot of Greed or Malkuth Malik. Or Drag Ruler, whichever is your favorite damage dealer. That's...
I will say though, this is going to be a very like odd criticism, but it's very important criticism. You see that third skill right there?
Yeah.
It says it sends 3 cards from these 3 places to soul, right? See that that is more of a dark state skill. That goes against, that goes against Stoicheia card design a lot. That it shouldn't go to soul. It shouldn't go to soul.
That's what I was thinking too, dude. Like, straight up, because the fact that they're going to the soul, I'm like, why does it do this when you look at things like Chaos, like Draduled, freaking Bruce, like all of them would like kill for things like that. Like that, they're the ones that do like these more mass soul charging type things. Like Stoicheia doesn't do that. It just doesn't. And funnily enough,
more than and if anything, focus on actively decreasing your soul every turn.
Right. That's the thing. They actually have soul problems. Like Magnolia started out with pretty big soul problems, right? And it's been sort of a theme from there.
Yeah.
Heck, even when you take this from the premium implication and you look at the clans that are tied with Stoicheia, none of them are what you would consider soul clans, right? Soul clans are things like Spikes, DI, Pale Moon, Genesis. None of those are from Magnolia, Nika, or Zoo. None of them. So yeah, this seems like pretty odd theming wise, and the whole Blitz order thing, I'm like, okay, interesting. So this third effect, pretty weird, but these first two effects are such a cool trolley kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know what the aesthetic would be here either. Like, I get the Megacolony type thing because generally speaking, if it's gimmicky, annoying, and would piss the opponent off to the point where there might be stabbings at locals, then it should be Megacolony.
Maybe like a brainwashing beetle.
A brainwash? Maybe? Yeah. You could also take it from I don't know why I thought this, but you know how Megacolony has like these martial arts beetles or stuff like that, or whatever. You can say like, oh, they're so dexterous that they're attacking while defending. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws, but still, I like this one a lot. I think Rodrigo here has a
but skill, that their skill.
Yep, that third skill.
They should all send it all to drop instead of soul.
Right.
So like from drop to soul, it should go from soul to drop instead, because otherwise it goes against Stoicheia's card design.
Right. It's aside from that though, I dig it. I dig the idea. Yeah. So now then, let's just move on to the next thing right here, which is, look at that. It's him again. So yeah, now we got angel support, and we started with like no seals. Now I didn't really like do like so much research, but these are all just like different grade 3. So instead of like just like a bunch of like, oh, here's like a 2, a 1, and a 3. No. He's just like straight up, here's 3 different bosses for you, because apparently that's all Kagero can get these days. So yeah, Love Mortar, no seal, basic stats. Yeah. It's so sad, bro. So auto on Vanna Rear, when placed, you remove a protect marker from one of your circles or hands. So great, you can choose whichever protect you want. It gets 15k power, +1 drive for every 2 cards with no seal in your damage zone. Neat. Second skill, Vanna Rear. At the end of your turn, if you have 3 or more cards in your damage zone, return a card from your damage zone to your hand. Choose a card from your drop and put it into your damage zone face up. And if it's on rear, you put in your soul, this effect is mandatory. So as opposed to like these other ones, I actually do want to just go over them one at a time, because they're like very clearly supposed to be their own individualistic support. This is cool. This is a great payoff for something like no seal. We've already established something, well, we not being us, but if you look at the no seal in V series, we could establish some things about no seal. One, they're trying to get as many no seals into the damage zone as possible to get the most out of their effects. That especially goes for Happy Bell, which is this main deck grade 0, which gives them like a really nice 5k power up for each copy. Another thing we established about no seal is that they have a multi-attack Vanguard gimmick that works with no seals. So you're giving power and drive, which is a great way to compensate and just keep up your card advantage and keep up your aggression. So this is a really good no seal that way. And with the final effect, putting the cards to your hand and then drop zone face up, like, it is a nice +1, and this is very realistic, because let's look at something like Ramiel, right? Ramiel has a very similar effect with her quote-unquote break ride skill, which is, you know, you put the top card of the deck into the damage zone, but then you just adding anything from the damage zone back to the hand. So, and if it gets sucked up, it's on rear. So I like this a lot. I think dead ass, we could see something like this.
This is a really good support card. It's just that I find some of the choices with the third skill odd. That should be 4 more damage, and this effect is mandatory. That thing shouldn't be there because Ramiel isn't mandatory.
Right, and
Like like you should be able to choose. Like if you have a full damage zone of no cells, that will be kind of problematic.
right, I think what he was intending to happen is like that this stipulation, the move into soul, is supposed to be the mandatory part. But the thing about it is that here's the thing. This is not necessary because according to rules, auto effects that do not outline a cost will go off automatically regardless of the consent of the player. So because none of this actually outlines a cost, moving from the rare circle to the soul would actually just be mandatory in of itself, which is the only part that would be a concern to him. So, yeah, there's a little bit of a, well, actually, with regards to the wording, but the concept is, like, really here, dude, and it for the most part, it is well composed.
Yeah, it's just that you just gotta fix the wording on the third skill. But other than that, this card is really good. It's a really nice support card for Dosia.
Right. Okay, so moving on to Gavriel Prim. Yay! More Gavriel support, but this one is like again a like actual later G kind of a thing. So auto from the damage zone. Neat. When your rear guard attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard. If you have a black Vanguard, take that out of context. Turn this card and another card in your damage zone face down. And during that battle, when your opponent would call cards from hand to Guardian Circle, they must call the same number of cards as the number of cards in your damage zone or more at the same time. Second effect is an act on... Yeah, I know, that's intriguing, right? Act on Van. Once per turn, counterblast 2 and choose 2 cards from your drop zone and put them on the bottom of your deck in any order. Choose 2 cards from your damage zone, call them to separate RC, and deal this unit 2 damage. Perform a check for each one. Wow, this is like...
Wow.
So, like, someone, like, studied their Gavriel from G, dude.
Whoa! You don't even need Hobbiel anymore. This actually like fixes Gavriel sort of.
Yeah.
So like they gave it a Ramiel effect.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting how not only did they like give it like that kind of an effect, but we also see that there is a return to how when you play good old Gavriel from G era, it wasn't supposed to be a net zero CB kind of deck. They actually still retain CBs because they CB'd more than what they would heal out, generally speaking. So now we see a card which essentially CB2s itself without rescue checking at all, which is good. I feel like that's really nice. Like that is an actual legitimate cost, you know?
I will say though, like, why did they go with Gavriel Prim for this, and not Holy Seraph Gavriel? That's fine.
Yeah, I think it's just because, to me, I just imagine because like, it's just it was an alternative Gavriel Vanguard from like back in the day. I mean, hell, even I use Prim in Premium right now, but yeah, I dig this effect as well. It's kind of funny.
That's really good.
It's putting 2 cards to the bottom deck of any order, but I appreciate it from the sense that there is a deck out concern if you just rev up your engines and rescue check to the end of days. So I get why. I get why it does it. And it's like a field, it gives you more field presence. So yeah, you know what? Nice. Really nice. So, okay, Chief versus Shamsiel. Not gonna lie. I'm the most excited for this one because, oh boy, Break Ride nostalgia gets me hard, even though I wasn't playing during that era. Okay, so Shamsiel, we look at like these, there is a little bit of a typo here, I'd imagine. I'm not sure if he's actually intending for Shamsiel to be 10,000 base. I'm going to just assume he meant for 12 like all the others. By the way, the Adele Rose guy from last time, yeah, the 13Ks for typos, he meant 12Ks, smile. So auto on Van, when placed, if you have a circle with a protect marker, G Willigers, protect 2, counterblast 1, get an imaginary gift, protect. All right, Well,
Okay,
we're
so very clearly, this is meant to be Kiriel support.
yeah, we know exactly where this goes. So auto on Van once per turn. When this unit attacks or is attacked, you soul blast one and choose a unit card from your hand into your damage zone face up. Choose 2 cards from your damage zone. Put 1 from among them to the hand. Call the rest to rear circle. And all of the auto abilities of those cards cannot be activated from this call. If it is your opponent's turn, that unit gains intercept until end of turn. Put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up. All right. And final effect.
So,
Yeah, well, I mean, if damage zone face up, because sure, why not? Auto on Van, when a normal unit is put in your damage zone, one of your units get power plus 5k until end of turn. If it's your opponent's turn, it gets 2k instead. Fascinating.
oh, that's why it puts it face up.
Right.
Holy shit!
Now we're getting
Oh
like
my
OG
God.
Gavriel here, where it would like get minor power buffs when you were like putting in cards in the damage zone. Very fascinating. Very interesting card design there.
This card is amazing. This card is amazing. This fixes Kiriel essentially because it gives intercept to any unit so that your protector has some use. It puts the top card into your damage zone, which enables the third skill. It pluses you. It hard pluses you right there. Well, it put a unit card from your damage zone face. But basically, that second skill enables the third skill twice. And and you can trade it for a more defensive card like a trigger. While you put in a normal unit as a setup for your Kiriel turn next turn. This card is amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
One of the things I really dig about this is if you were to put this into like decks like Kiriel, there is a very like clear division of labor where this would be your Vanguard during the opponent's turn, and then when you want to kill, you would just get your Kiriel, and it's really easy to get your Kiriel, guys. You could just use Shamseal's second effect to put the Kiriel into hand from the damage zone if push comes to shove and you don't already have it. That's a really nice effect, and holy crap. So I am not the most versed in Angel Feather, right? I know some things about angels, but let's just say that I'm not the expert. However, I would like to think that in things like premium especially, you can do some shenanigans with this effect and moving cards into your damage zone. You can do some freaking shenanigans. And this comes by way of things like the G-Guard and whatnot. I believe... what was it that the new G-Guard did again? I have to remember.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Oh, wait. I remember now. I think it was like CB3, but it like healed you one. Never mind. But yeah, anyway, yeah, there's shenanigans you could do with this. So... Shamseal is cool, dude. Shamseal also feels kind of faithful to what you would expect the original because of like getting the 5Ks to one of your units every time you put a normal unit to the damage zone. And I dig that it says normal unit
also,
just in case of damage checks.
And also swapping a card from your hand with the damage zone as well when it attacks.
Right. Freaking, it's overall really good stuff.
Yeah, man, he's stacked with this. He is stacked with this. I am a big fan of this Shamseal. I would love this for my Kiriel deck.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. All right, so look at that. It's Randa Rosu. Again. Woo. Somehow we haven't gotten to you yet. Okay, so strides and G-Guards. Frickin', we're this one is going to be pretty cool stuff. Let's just get Sorry, go on.
I have a feeling that this one right here, all of these ones, are gonna be biased as fuck. Whether it's from Randa Rosu or me, you'll never know.
Oh,
but I have a feeling that it's biased.
Okay. Sure. Why? I guess I'll figure out why. Anyway, so let's go ahead and let's you know what? Yeah. I think I know where we're gonna stop for today. Anyway, so Golden Dragon, Glorious Monarch Dragon. Flavor text, that everlasting prosperity has come to fruition. Okay, sounds like a gold paladin, alright? So it's a stride with stride stats. Continuous on Vanguard Circle and the G Zone. Oh boy. During your turn, this card unit is faced up. All your rear guards that are placed by card abilities get plus 4k power. I don't even know if it needs to say like this turn, but I get what it might not even need to say get this turn. It probably is redundant. So anyway, auto and van.
G Zone there.
Yeah.
It has. Yeah, it needs it.
Right. Auto on Van, Unite Cross. When this unit attacks, Counterblast 1, and return 2 rear cards to the bottom of your deck. Look at 7 cards on the top of your deck. For every 2 cards you called this turn, call a card from among them to rear circle and shuffle your deck. Interesting. True Mage of Relentless Defense, Alessia. So, this,
yes!
this
Yes! Yes!
flavor text.
Yes!
I will. Okay, while he like raves out there, I will continue protecting that person no matter where. Woo! At G guard stats, continuous on G guard. Well, Guardian Circle. I mean, all of your grade 3 or lower guardians that are placed by card abilities this turn get auto Guardian Circle. When an attack does not hit, you move this unit to rear circle. Interesting. And then also, and then it has a G-Zone skill to unite. At the beginning of the guard step that your grade 3 or greater Vanguard is attacked, and this card is face down, return 2 rear guards to the bottom of your deck, call this card to Guardian Circle and get shield plus 5k. Holy crap, these cards, bro. Wild.
Yes.
Wild.
So good.
Oh, we got one more, bro. Just hold on for one more card before you blow your load, bro. So Rain Elemental Nazraz. Further text. This is familiar rain that once ruled the world. Okay, sure, whatever. G Guardian. It's got resists on the Guardian Circle. Okay, that's fun. So that new frickin' what should we call it? The Genesis stride. Yeah, sorry, bro. Not happening. Continuous in G-Zone. If this unit is face up, all of your normal units without any continuous act or auto abilities get plus 5k shield. And on Guardian Circle, when placed, Counterblast 1 and pitch a card. Search your deck for up to 2 cards with different card names and without any of, abilities, and add them to your hand.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The Nazras, I don't like. I don't like seeing these elementals, like, have any more cracks. I don't want them having more shots, bro.
No, they should be just gutted and left to die.
Sorry, that's not great. I don't really. Let's not talk about this one so much because, oh my god, these first 2 are glorious. Holy crap.
Oh my god, get it?
Glorious Monarch.
I, as an avid good player in the G era, that fucking Alessia.
Dude, the combo ability of this card is through the roof.
The fucking that Alessia pays such a nice tribute to the original. I love that so much.
Yeah, it's so cool too because like think of all the things you could do with this. Like of course you could use G Gurgud's skill, right? You could also pair it up with other G guards like Slay Me Flare and the new one, and those that are placed will also get to move the rear circle. You could do it with like basically any of your G guards that call from the deck, which is most of them. So that's a cool ass idea if you're really needing to guard some big attacks. And then this effect, right? This effect is really cool because here's the thing. At first thing, it's like, oh, you're putting back 2 rears at the bottom of the deck. That's like nothing, and you just get to G guard. But here's the thing, guys. Here's the real thing. You're having to pitch a heal already. In addition to doing this, you're losing out on 3 cards for the opportunity. Well, actually, no, you don't. Never mind. Cap that. Because you'll need to pitch a heal. So you're pitching a heal. What I mean to say is you pitch a heal normally, which is 1 card. In this case, you're losing 2 cards in order to get this out there, which, that's okay. That's fine. I mean, I'll just tell you straight up, like, for as amazing of a G guard as Slay Me Flare is still probably the, like, premier G guard of the clan. putting back a rear guard to the bottom of the deck can sometimes get a little bit annoying. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's...
But like this, you don't need a heal trigger for it. You can just say fuck it.
It just,
Oh.
yeah, just go. Like, F it. Just go, bro. This one's so good because one of my favorite G-Guards I've, like, ever seen is one from Gear Chronicle called Bearlock, right? And with Bearlock, as long as you bind cards from your field who's, like, some grade is 3 or more, then it gets called, and then for each one you bind, it gets plus 5k shield. Like, that is one of the most interesting and, like, nice G-Guards I've ever freaking seen. And this one gives you Bearlock vibes, which is just a huge compliment. Like, Alessia is awesome. And then you go up here to Glorious Monarch, right? And I get the point of Glorious Monarch because, yeah, sure, this Unite X skill, like, it's pretty neat. I get why. It's basically like Glorious Reigning, but you could get more potentially if you've been, like, calling a lot. But the real meat with Glorious Monarch, in my opinion, is this continuous and G-Zone effect, because now you've actually granted a optimal flip fodder for Gold Paladin. That something that you'll flip up with freaking Spear Cross Dragon, something that you'll flip up with Brambent, and so on and so forth. So I do dig that. I always appreciate when a clan has dedicated flip fodder, although sometimes it also makes them really insane, like DP with Geomaglass. This one's not as insane, but it's still really nice benefit.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is such good cards.
Right.
And these are such fantastic cards to end on. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like if you like it, and consider subscribing to Batsman Double O for more future content. With that being said, thank you. God bless. See you next time. I still do an outro, bitch.
What? Why'd you steal my intro? No.